Hey, today's date is January 24th, 2021, and I've got a show for you. And just so a fair warning, this show is not for the faint of heart, or should I say, those easily offended. We'll be right back with the rest of the details. All right, so I told you I'd be back with the rest of the details, and here I am. I'm back, like I promised. Just for those of you listening on the podcast, know there will be a little extra details in this conversation due to the fact I'm also recording this, and it's going to go on my YouTube channel. Not something I'm guaranteeing I'm going to do all the time, but something I'm going to try. And for those of you watching, I have to have a mic that I'm holding, and I've got the headset to record the audio into my laptop for my podcast. So little details for everybody listening or watching, and why I've got the setup I've got. For those of you watching, you can see, of course, some different things. I've got a steering wheel back here. Of course, everybody that's listening to the podcast is going to hear this without being able to see it. But I've got a steering wheel back here. I've got you can kind of see a TV right here. I do some gaming recording on my YouTube channel. I haven't done a lot with the steering wheel yet, but I've got it. A game called American Truck Simulator that I like to play, and so that's why I've got that set up. Of course, I do. Those of you that have seen my YouTube channel also know that I have the airport simulator, or not airport simulator, sorry, Sim Airport, Sim Casino, and Project Hospital, which I haven't recorded a lot on Project Hospital, but I've got a few of them out there, and then of course I'm slowly getting into the American Truck Simulator on the recording. I don't do a lot of it due to the fact that I'm a real life truck driver, and so therefore, yeah, I don't do all that. But so today's topic is, and just another little warning here. This is all my personal opinion. It's nothing that we need, that's changing, or, nothing that's being brought up in politics or anywhere else. Just a question I had for everybody. And if anyone wants to, think about it, just a thought for everybody. Me and a buddy of mine was talking, and I'm not going to throw his name out there. I'm sure he'd be okay with it, but just in case he's not okay with it, I don't want to throw his name out there. So, but we were talking about school funding. School funding topic, and public schools versus private schools versus being homeschooled. And my question for everybody, just my opinion on this question, opinion, whatever you want to call it, is why do those who choose to use private schools have to pay public school taxes? Why do those who choose to homeschool their children have to pay public school taxes? I didn't know this situation. Talking to them, of course, I've learned with my sister and others that have started, that do homeschooling, you do have to pay for the courses or for the program that you're using for your homeschool. Did not know that. Something I learned. Glad I learned it. Just a little background information. My wife and I do plan on homeschooling our child. We've got a 2.5-year-old right now, and of course she loves doing homework. She says she'll sit there with her cousin, and she will say, "I'm doing my homework, Mommy," and she'll be coloring on paper. Or, "I'm doing my homework, Daddy, look at my homework," and she'll hold the paper up. She'll be like, "Look at this," and 2.5 years old, she's doing pretty good, and we all like, you get to school and you get ready to start doing homework for real? You're not gonna like it. But, she's 2.5 years old, and she sees her cousin doing homework. She wants to participate and do the same thing. Hey, you know what? Let toddlers be toddlers, all right? Let them have fun, and, of course, they'll see the real story on homework later on. It's like, poor child. So, that little background. And no, I'm not saying I don't want to pay the taxes on homeschool or for public schools. I'm not stating that in this. I'm just asking the question why. I've also put this on a blog on my website, www.raydawnproductions.com, radonproductions.com. I've got a blog now. I don't know how well I'm going to continue that, but it was fun trying to type all that up. So if you're really bored and you really don't want to listen to me talk, or you don't want to watch me talk, you can get on there and read it. Another way for people to get out there and read my opinions, right? So, and I'm not reading this scripted either, by the way. You might see me looking down here at my, for those of you watching, you might see me glancing off. I've got my laptop right here. I'm actually watching the timer on my podcast because I'm limited to 30 minutes per recording, and so therefore that's why I'm doing that. But anyway, so why do we have to pay, or why do those, or even me right now, we plan on homeschooling our child. We're not using the public school system. We've already graduated high school. Both my wife and I, we graduated in 2004. So why do we have to pay taxes for the public school system? It even goes more so into the effect. We can go with those that are much more well off than my wife and I. But what about those that were raised in private schools? Then though they have gone on to put their own children in private schools, but yet their parents paid public school taxes. They're paying public school taxes. Why do those people have to pay? See, I'm not advocating just for me or my wife, or, I'm advocating for people more well off than I am even on this question. Why do we have to pay public school taxes? What benefit do they get, or do we get, those that, want to homeschool, or those that have been in private school? What benefit do they get in the public schools by paying these taxes? So, with that question asked, I've tried to think about, and I've looked at some articles on the internet and stuff, and I hate citing stuff. I don't know. I've done a little bit of college classes, and I've had to cite my sources and all that. I've always had a hard time remembering which way do you cite. And of course, that was with writing. This here is totally different. Well, of course, with my blog I could do it, but I'm verbally putting all this out there on podcast and video. I guess I would cite it and put it in the comments or something. Not really sure. I've never went into that part. I guess that would be the way to do it, since I think that's the way journalists do it on news media and stuff. But I have read a little bit of some articles and stuff, and just to see, and it was some interesting reads. And I'm going to try not to take too much from it. I'm just going to go based on my own knowledge and all that. But I wish I could remember the website now. I found it the other day and I lost it. But talking about it and all the benefits versus, they were talking about taxation, double taxation. I don't even consider it double taxation. I'm considering you're paying taxes, but you're also paying for the benefit of public schooling. Or private schooling, or homeschooling. And I know this went in with a little bit on this. I'm going to continue using. I wish I could find it. I'd post it. If I find it, I'll post it. But could you, or a lot of people say, and I'm trying to remember how to word this. A lot of people say, well, why should they have to, they should pay taxes just like I do. That would be a way to put it. They should pay taxes like I do just because they're rich and they can afford private school or homeschool, or they've got two parents and we've only got one, Different all kinds of living scenarios. Why should they not have to pay taxes for public schools? That kind of goes into the every player gets a trophy. Well, my team won, so I get a trophy. Okay, yeah, you won. What about the team over here? Well, my team lost. We deserve a trophy. Why? Okay, that's kind of coinciding with this public school debate, and that I'm my question here, my public school question on the taxes and all that. So you're well off. You can afford the private school, or you can afford to homeschool. Maybe you're a single parent, maybe you're a couple. Whatever your situation may be, but you can take the time, or you can afford the time, whatever the situation may be, you can afford to do the homeschooling option. So why should you have to pay taxes? And I could see it coming from the other side as, well, just because they're better off than me, they shouldn't have to not pay taxes for my kid to go to school. Why do we have to make it, well, you're better off. I deserve the same treatment you get. Why? I don't believe in that, Just because someone is better off, they shouldn't have to, the person who's not as well off should not get the same benefits as the people that are well off. Yes, we should all, I'll go in, I'm not even going to go into this stuff, but, we shouldn't all get participation trophies, for the benefit of, well, I participated, I get a trophy. I got to feel like a winner. I'm sorry you lost. No. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, not everybody's life scenario is the same. I wish I could have millions and millions of dollars in the bank and afford everything I wanted, but I can't. I got to work for it. In my blog, I went into my college education. I went to college. I didn't finish. I'm in debt for it. Do I think everybody should have to pay for it? No. I mean, if the government wants to hand it out, I'll take it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say, hey, they're handing out free money. I'm not going to take it. No, I'll take it. Trust me. But I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, you owe me that money. No. I chose to go to college. I chose the debt. I got to pay it. And I don't think those that are well off should have to pay it. If, like I said, though, if the government hands it out, I'll take it. I'm not going to give away free money. Heck, who wants to give away free money? We talked about this the other day in I don't remember which podcast, but we talked about this on a podcast about them handing out free, the stimulus checks and stuff. You want to hand it out? I'll take the money. You want to hand me $1 million? I'll take it. I know the government ain't going to give me that much, but hey, But all that said, people, why do those, I could understand a little bit on the taxation side of why they say everybody should pay the taxes. This is going back to the article, and I need to find this article. I can understand that. Their statements were, and I can agree with it, everybody benefits from the public school system. If student A over here goes to private school because his parents can afford it, well, that's good. He gets a way better education. He's going to get top of the line. It'd be like pick some school versus Harvard or Yale. They're a lot more expensive for college, but they're going to be a lot better quality. I don't know how that is, but hey, Or ultimately what it is, you're going to put that down on your college or on your job resume, and they're going to say, oh, he went to Yale, or he went to Harvard, Or, oh, he went to that. Oh, he went there? Ooh, let's say that Yale student. Personally, as long as you get the same education, maybe the quality of the professors is better. I don't know what the stories are there. I don't know Yale that well, and I don't know Harvard that well. But that also brings up another discussion on this whole thing. If we're going to have public schools paid for, why not have just a public college paid for? What is the difference? Yes, it's higher education. Yes, it's education that... Hang on, wait a second. I was getting ready to say it's education not needed. Is it needed now, though? You hear it everywhere. Oh, you need to go to college. You need to go to college. Do I? Do I really need to go to college? Well, if you want to succeed in life, oh really? What about plumbers, electricians? I'm just shooting off the wall here. Truck drivers. There are a lot of positions that don't require college, but you need another trade school of some sort. Welders. Welders is another one. You go too far in nursing, you got to have the college. Certain nursing levels, though, most CNAs, LPNs, they require more of they require some kind of schooling, but I don't think it's college level. It's more of it's kind of like a certificate or an associate's degree. I think for LPN, it's more associates. So most associate's degrees are 2 years. and they, from what I understand, most LPNs only go for 2 years. CNAs are just a few months, 6 months, somewhere in there. I forget what the last one I seen. So they're not getting the full education. They know what their job is, but they're also at the point where those that went to college may not know 100% of what their job is. They went to school for an RN. They came into the hospital, nursing center, whatever it might be. They're only doing RN's work. Because everything I have heard, and anyone that's out there as a nurse can correct me if I'm wrong here, but if you go in as an RN, especially to a hospital or to a nursing home facility, you're only doing the RN's work. You're not going to do CNA's work, from what I understand. So, the CNA knows all this, but the RN doesn't know how to do the CNA's job. So it's like, wait a second. You went to school. I didn't. You know your job. I don't know your job, but you don't know nothing about my job. Okay. But from what I understand in the hierarchy of things, if you want to get into management, you got to have the RN's job or the RN's knowledge. But you're now telling, this is a whole nother topic. You're now telling someone that doesn't know, that you don't know their job, you're now telling them how to do their job. I'm sure you've learned over the years watching them, but that's another discussion for another day. But, so, if we're going to pay for public schools, why can't we pay for public colleges? Yeah, they don't have to be the Harvard and Yale of the college, but, just a 2-year associate's degree or, some minor level 4-year college. Nothing fancy, just enough education to get by. And I'm going to go into another debate that, we could do a whole other topic on, but it kind of goes into the wage earning thing. You hear so much in so many places, oh, we need to get minimum wage up. Why do we got to get minimum wage up? Just curious. I'm just asking. Well, because Mr. John Doe over here, he wants to make a better living while working at McDonald's. Why does he need to work at McDonald's? Why don't he go get another job? Well, because he don't have the education. Bingo. Okay. Why don't you go get the education? Well, he can't afford it. So let's make college affordable. I'm not saying give it for free. But if they want to throw that argument out, we're paying taxes. Why not? This is, and I'm not saying this is the way we need to do it. I'm just throwing stuff out here, And I'm not advocating for free college, trust me, because it's not free college. Taxpayers are paying that. If you're working, you're going to pay for that college for someone else to go. And then it goes into my question on public schools and funding. Why does someone not using a service have to pay for someone else to do it? I understand the parents, like I said at first, I understand the parents putting their kids through public school, paying for it. I also understand the parents paying for private school or homeschool. But why are they paying? Why are the ones using this service here paying for all of it? They're paying for their kid to get their private school funding, education, plus so-and-so's kids over here to get the public school education. So now we're all in the same boat of, well, why don't we just have, minor education for college? Everybody pay for that too. We're in the same boat as the high school or the primary schooling debate, right? What's the difference? Just asking. So, we, lost my train of thought here. Maybe I should script myself. I don't script none of my conversations other than I did do the one, as I told my guys on my podcast. I do script my conversation with the end times conversation. But if we're gonna, that would, and the education thing where I was going with the college is free college gives McDonald's worker or Taco Bell worker, and I'm not picking on these they're just the easiest ones to come out with. I'm not picking on them, but it gives that person that says, I can't afford college, I'd like to go so I can improve myself. Well, now it gives him the opportunity to go improve his skills and go get a better job. And leave that McDonald's job for those who it was intended for. in my opinion, McDonald's and Taco Bell and these places like this were intended for the high school people at nighttime, and those that really don't need the money. They want it, and they would like the extra income, but they don't necessarily have to go out and get the fanciest, richest job. They just need the extra money. Maybe they're a single mom wanting some spending money, or maybe mom does really good and dad wants some spending money. I understand we gotta have all walks of life, but in every position. Back to the college debate too. Why does everybody need college? I can think of you got the Postal Service, you got UPS, you got FedEx, you got all these places. You can go work for them as an hourly employee, and you don't need college for them. Just saying, you can go work in a lot of factories. Depending on where you're at, a lot of factories do really good income-wise. They do no offense to people at McDonald's, Taco Bell, they do better than those places. You can go work there. Yeah, they're not always easy to get on, especially the better factories that pay better. But it's options that pay decent or pay better that don't require college education. So does everybody need college? I would venture to say no. Maybe that's why they say we need to pay public school taxes. Everybody needs high school, elementary and high school. Okay, I can see an argument there. Everybody needs it. So there we go. Maybe that's the ultimate debate on why we all pay public school taxes. That's probably my answer to my question. I ask these questions, and then in the end, I kind of answer my own question. That would be one answer to my question. Of course, the college one, kind of think about the college. Well, everybody nowadays says, you got to have college, you got to have college. Well, if we have to have it, kind of like we have to have elementary, we have to have high school. Well, everybody says we have to have it. Well, okay. You're paying for my public school, my college. You're paying for my elementary and my high school. Pay for my college. I can see the debates on why people say this stuff. I don't agree with it, like I said, but I can see the reason behind people's thinking. Well, they're paying for my public school. I'm in all this other education. You're telling me I have to have it? Pay for it. I remember saying that when I was younger. Getting ready to graduate high school, my dad goes, oh, you have to go to college. You have to go to college. Pay for it. I'll go. I don't want to go. I do not want to go right now. I've been in school for, 12, 13 years at that time? You got 12 years plus kindergarten. I didn't want to go to school no more. No way. I did not want to go. You pay for it, I'll go. I don't really want to, but I'll go. No, I can't pay for it. Okay, you can't pay for it. That's fine. I don't want to go. You need to go. Why do I need to go? I want to drive a truck. Well, you need to go. Why? So that was a little debate. I think my brother's going through that too right now. You need to go to school. I don't want to. You need to go to school. Oh, okay, I'll do this. He found something he wants to go to school for. At the time I didn't want to go. Now I do. Or now I did. I'm not going right now, and not planning on it right this minute. Although I would like to finish down the road, but right now, my personal with my family and my work reasons, and I'm getting tongue-tied. Sorry. My personal reasons and my family. I've got obligations that I have to attend to. I want to help my wife out. I want to take care of my little girl. I want to take care of them. I need to work. And I don't know where I've said this before. I know I've said it somewhere. But due to them reasons, I could, especially since I'm back on a truck now, but that's a whole nother conversation. But no, before we had a little girl, of course, I did attend some college online, which makes it easier. And that might be part of my reasoning is... And of course, I'm doing stuff like this, so why can't I do the school too? But yeah, anyone can make time. I can make time. I'm making excuses right now why I can't make time, but I'm sitting here talking to you guys. I could make time. I've got time on the truck. Instead of playing video games, I could make time. There's always ways. However, we get back into the debt scenario. You can go in different conversations here too. So, but yeah, so I ultimately, I'm asking, why do we have to pay for public schools? If you want to go to private school, or if you want to do the homeschool, which also leads into, well, if you're not paying for college, I'm having to pay for college. What's the difference? It's both ways. So ultimately, though, I think definitely for the public schools, my answer would have to be, if I was going to answer my own question, the answer probably is this: everybody benefits from everybody having an education, at least a basic education. Everybody knows how to do well. Another totally different subject. You should come out of school knowing how to do basic math and times tables and division. Of course, you have to do geometry and all this. I don't remember all that. I had fun in college going back years, so many years later. Here I am. I told you I graduated in 2004. Went back to school about 3 years ago. That was fun going back to math. Yeah, sure it was fun. It wasn't fun. It was difficult having to go back do geometry and all this stuff. So, got the math out of the way though. So when I go back, if I go back again, I don't have all the math stuff. Might make it worse though, not having math recently, depending on the rest of my classes and what they require. So, but yeah, there we go, guys. That's my topic for today. Why do we have to pay for public schools if we're not using them? And of course, that also, I didn't even cover the fact of, well, this person here has now been out of school as long as they've been in school. Their parents paid for it. They pay, so on and so forth. And they've never had any kids. I didn't even go into those kind of topics. It's a whole different discussion there too. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you guys listening, whatever form you might take, or those that are reading. If you're reading on my website, I'll post all the links to my website emails. That is one thing you can do. If you go to my website to read it, you don't even. I prefer you to read it, but you've already listened to it. So what if you go to my website? However, if you got comments or anything, that's another way to reach out to me. I'll post a email address too if you want to email me with questions or anything. I've got that email address set up for everything basically now that I do, question wise. So that's one way to get a hold of me. Or, of course, like I said, on my blog post on my website, radonproductions.com. You can also, I don't know if you can contact me through Facebook or not. Radon Productions on Facebook as well. I don't know if you can message me or not. You can comment on my post, though. So that'd be one way to do it. So, there we go, guys. I'll get all my links in every description I can get and think about. Until next time, take it easy. Next podcast I'm hoping to do tomorrow. It will be voice only, no recording. I think it will be voice only. I'll have to check with the interviewee. Yeah, we'll have to see about that. I don't know how the video is going to work because I do a lot of my podcasts while I'm just out on the truck too. But that's another different discussion there. But however, let me know if you guys like the video option too here. So until next time though, the next one's going to be an end times discussion again with another interviewee. Following up the same way I did with Dale on my end times questions number 1. So until next time, take it easy, guys. God bless, and I'm out. Hey, if you like our videos, go ahead and check out our website as well for further information. Website is www.radonproductions.com. Check us out on Facebook as well at www.facebook.com/radonproductions. And also, if you like these videos, how about you click the like and subscribe button? Do appreciate it. Thank you guys, and have a great day.